There are places in the world where winter arrives quietly. It doesn't come with the glow of city lights or the warmth of brightly lit homes. No crowded streets. No warm windows. It comes to the mountains, slowly, silently. In the northern highlands of Vietnam, the cold slowly settles between the rocks, along dirt roads that wind through the hills, through villages hidden deep in the mist, villages that seem almost forgotten by time. Here, winter can drop to 5 degrees, sometimes even lower. And when the wind comes down from the mountains, the cold feels even sharper. For many people, winter is only a season. But for many children here, that cold is not just a season. It is their life. Many of them spend their days outside, waiting for their parents who work in the fields, or in the small villages scattered across the mountains. Long days, cold days, sitting along the edges of the roads, among rocks, in the mud, watching the road, waiting, wearing only thin cotton shirts, fabric too light to stop the cold mountain air. No jackets, no gloves, no hats. Many of them have no shoes. They walk barefoot, or in worn-out sandals that barely protect their feet. And when the cold becomes stronger, their feet wrinkle and stiffen. The skin tightens from the cold. They grow dark, almost black. Their fingers become rigid. Their hands tremble. Small hands, trying to hold on to a little warmth. Their clothes far too light for the winter of the mountains. Thin shirts, worn fabric, nothing strong enough to protect them from the cold wind that moves slowly through these valleys, slipping between the rocks, through the narrow paths, through the quiet villages scattered among the mountains, where the morning fog often hides the hills and the air carries the sharp chill of winter. But they keep going, kilometers through the fog, along narrow paths and muddy roads that twist between the hills and disappear into the mist, just to feed, care for, and clothe these children who suffer from the cold. So they open the bags, and they begin dressing the children, one by one. A jacket, a pair of shoes, a warm hat, a pair of socks, sometimes gloves, small gestures. But for those who live here, they can mean the difference between freezing and feeling a little warmth. They don't bring only clothes. They bring food. They bring rice. They bring milk in small containers. They bring something good to eat. Simple meals, warm food that can give strength to those small bodies facing the cold mountain air every day. Children who spend long hours outside, while their families work in the fields, they also bring medicine. And when they meet children who are sick, or children who cannot walk, they try to help them. Sometimes that means taking them away from the village, along long mountain roads that wind through the valleys, so they can be seen by doctors far from these isolated places. Because every child, wherever they are born, deserves at least a chance. And when those children receive a new jacket, something simple but beautiful always happens. At first they stay silent. They look at the hands helping them, hands that arrive from far away, just to bring them warmth. Then they lower their gaze, as if they don't know what to say, as if gratitude sometimes feels too big for such small voices. And slowly, beneath those colorful coats, a smile appears. A small smile, but a real one. A smile that warms the air, even in the cold of the mountains. Because sometimes, it doesn't take much to change a day. Sometimes a warm jacket is enough. A pair of shoes, a glass of milk, a kind gesture. The Gyajin Hung Thin family cannot change the world. They cannot solve all the poverty in these mountains. But every time they return to these villages, traveling again through fog and narrow roads, they bring something that is very rare here. A little protection, a little warmth, a little hope. Not big things, not miracles, just the small things that can change a cold day. A warm jacket, a pair of shoes, a hat that protects a child from the cold mountain wind. Simple gestures, the basic things that every child in the world should have. Things that in many places, people hardly even notice. But here, among these mountains, they mean everything. They mean relief. They mean comfort. They mean that someone has not forgotten them. And maybe this is the truest meaning of kindness. Doing good, without big words, without seeking attention, without expecting anything in return. Just showing up, just helping, just choosing not to look away. Because sometimes changing the world does not begin with something big. Sometimes it begins with a small gesture, a warm jacket, a glass of milk, a helping hand. And maybe in the end, the world would truly become a more human place if there were more people willing to bring warmth, where the cold is strongest. I am Viola, and these are Whispered Stories.